Hi, 6th graders. We're on lesson 10-9, which is translations. Our learning target is being able to find the coordinates of a figure after a translation. So label your page accordingly in your math notebook. So a translation, which is what you will want to write down in your notebook, is when a figure is moved without being turned. So here's your translation word definition. So an example is if you look at this quadrilateral right here, A, B, C, D, notice that we name it in order. The letters go in order how they go on the quadrilateral. So we have A, B, C, D, and we can see that it is slid down into this new figure. It's not turned, it's not twisted, it's not reflected. All we did was just take it and we just slid it down. And then our new figure is A with a apostrophe, B with apostrophe, C with apostrophe, D with apostrophe, which we would say A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. So this is our original figure. This is our translated figure. We keep the same letters so we can still find the corresponding points, but we want it to label it just a little bit differently so we can tell the difference between the original and the translated. So something else important to write down and to remember is that every point in the original figure is moved the same distance and in the same direction. So if we look at A, we can see we're going down 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over to the right 5. B is down 2, over to the right 5. D is down 2, over to the right 5, and then C down 2, over to the right 5. So every point was moved the exact same distance. So if we look at the quadrilateral HIJK, and it's being translated 2 units left and 5 units up, we can see that, so if we look at H, we're going 2 units left and then 5 units up, and we arrive at H prime. I, 2 units left, 5 units up. Same with J and same with K. So H starts as -2, -4. This is our point right here. H prime, after we go 2 units left and 5 units up, we end up at -4, 1. To get from -2 to -4, we can subtract 2. To get from -4 to 1, we can add 5. If we look at I, we start at -1, -1, and we end up I prime, -3, 4. So we can take -1 minus 2 and we get -3, and then -1 plus 5, and we end up at 4. J, we start at 4, -2, because we go over 4, down 2. J prime is 1, 3, so 4. Sorry, J should be, this should be 3, -2. Sorry. So then 3 minus 2 would be 1, -2 plus 5, and then K, we start at 1, -4, and we end up at -1, 1, so 1 minus 2 is -1, -4 plus 5 is 1. So we can see to each x value we're subtracting 2, which we went 2 units left. Going left is negative direction, so we're subtracting 2. 5 units up, so up, it goes with our y value, and that goes with our y coordinate. So we're adding 5 to each of our y's. Up is positive, so that's why it is +5. So -2 goes with our x, adding 5 goes with our y. So this time if we're given the vertices L, M, and N for a triangle, and we want to find the vertices of triangle L prime, M prime, N prime after a translation of 6 units left and 4 units up, then graph the figure. So our original image, LMN, is graphed right here, LMN. We're going 4 units, or 6 units left is negative, 4 units up, tells me it's positive, and then we're going to graph it. So if you look here, this is the vertices of LMN, our original figure. We look at -1, -2, which is right here. We're going 6 units left, so we're adding -6, or we can subtract 6, to each of the x's, because left goes with x, and then we're adding 4, because we're going up 4 units up, to all of our y's. And then we add them all together, and we end up with our new translated figure. So I want you to write this in your notebook. If we're translating left or right, we add or subtract to the x value. X value goes with left or right. Left is positive. No, left is not positive. Left is negative. We'll write it up here. Right is positive. If we're going up or down, we add or subtract that to the y value. Up is positive. Down is negative. Okay, if it helps, you can write the new or the old vertices, write it out where you're adding to or subtracting to, and then the new vertices. We're going to do one more example. I want you to try this one on your own, and then so pause me, do it on your own, and then come back and check. So if triangle TUV has vertices T, which is 6, -3, U, which is -2, 0, and V, which is -1, find the vertices of triangle T prime, U prime, V prime after a translation of 3 units to the right and 4 units down. So automatically this tells me that I'm adding 3 to the x values, because right goes with x. And then 4 units down tells me down is negative, so -4, so adding -4 or subtracting 4 to all of the y values. So if you were stumped at first and didn't know what to do, but now that helps, you can pause me now and try to finish. So that is exactly what I did. So here's my original vertices, T, U, and V. I added 3 to each x value, and then I added -4, or you could subtract 4, same thing, to each y value. And then we come up with 6 plus 3 is 9. -2 plus 3 is 1, and -1 plus 3 is 2. And then we have -3 plus -4 is -7. 0 plus -4 is -4, and 2 plus -4 is -2. So these are our new vertices. So if we were going to graph it, we would graph TUV and connect the dots, and then we would graph T prime, U prime, V prime, and connect the dots there. That is all I have. There's some more examples in your book, so look in your book. And also log on to NICU and take the 10-9 NICU quiz. Have a super evening.